Welcome to my scope. This is a view of Culver City as I've done before. Let me just turn it around so I can see the camera. There we go. Hi, again. This is my, oops, let's try and put a bit like that. My shadow. Hi, thanks for joining me. My name is Barry Selby. I am, amongst other things, a bit of a geek and a nerd. That's why I do tips on Periscope, which is what this is, a Peri-tips scope. I normally do a love scope and a Periscope each day. My love scope is about my work and my business, which is relationships. And primarily I'm the heartbreak repair specialist, working with single ladies to help them heal their hearts and attract amazing relationships, working with couples who have trouble sometimes, and with men who are committed to the journey. That's my other scope. This one's Peri-tips. And I'm doing this scope right now as a quick one, so thanks for coming on board. Please share it with your followers and Twitter, etc. and bang on the screen for hearts. I appreciate that. I've got a little note here. Yes, I've written a book. That was in my last scope. In fact, you go back and watch the archive today of my earlier scope on how men and women are attracted differently. I share the book there, so go look at the other scope. So that's the answer to that question. This is my little notepad because the new Periscope update dropped today. So I'm doing this now because a couple of the groups I'm in want me to show this video to them once I'm finished. So if you're here live, awesome, you can comment and check in. If you were aware of the challenge that happened last week when iOS 9 was released for the iPhone and iPad, it made the iPhone and Periscope not good friends for a little period of time. Basically meant if you did Periscope without using a microphone plugged in or earbuds plugged in from the beginning, you would get bad freezes, video, audio would all be crap. Well, the good news is with the new update that dropped for Periscope today, that's now fixed. And the nice thing is that when Periscope fixed the app to make it work properly, they gave us 3 extra free gifts, which I'll get into in a moment. So, again, for those who are just joining me, my name is Barry Selby. I am a relationship expert and coach known as the heartbreak repair specialist and the love doctor, but this is my Peri-tips scope, which is to give you keys and tips to make your Periscope experience better, more enjoyable, more successful, and easier. Okay? So I'm glad you're here. And I'm just going to run through a quick list of the 3 things that they've added to the features. So once again, you're welcome. So once again, as I just said, Periscope's been fixed, so now it should work with your operating system iOS 9, which is great to know. But there's 3 things that I think you want to know about that are really awesome added features that Periscope released with the fix. First of all, they've updated the share button. So if you go onto your scope, actually it's when you, hang on, I'm just going to check my notes. When you share with your followers, you now have the ability to share what shares both with your followers and the people you follow only. In fact, I think some of the privacy settings when you do your new scope, when you broadcast, it's for the broadcaster, not for the person watching. So if you're the person broadcasting your scope, when you share it, if you hit privacy, you have a choice now to, in addition to just doing select list, you can share it with all the people that follow you and all the people you follow only. That's a new feature, which is kind of cool. Like that. But this is for the person who's broadcasting to do that. That's one of the features, but the other 2 I think are even better. Second feature is, well, I'll say the best one for last, personally. The second feature is the camera. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, and I don't think it works on the Droid version yet, but if you have a camera, you can do a screenshot by holding down the power button, pressing the home button at the same time. So you hold those 2 buttons down, and bang, you have a screenshot. If you do that while someone's doing a scope, like if you're watching me and you do a screenshot, you'll notice something. Right at the bottom corner where you have the, what do you call it, where you have the hearts coming up by the little man, little person. If you do a screenshot, you'll see a little camera appear in the same color as your hearts and same color as your profile when you're doing the scope. And the bonus to that, what that means is you've taken a screenshot. Okay, so what? Big deal. Cool. It also means the person who's doing the broadcast knows you took a screenshot. Which can be good if you like that sort of thing. And if you're kind of nervous, you can say, excuse me, but I'm not in my best makeup or something. You can protect yourself. But the benefit of that is secondary, which is if you are watching someone's scope and you want to share it with your audience on Twitter, it hasn't been for anything else, but right now it's on Twitter, I've seen this. When you take the camera shot, you'll see a little camera icon appear in the hearts going up the screen. And you'll see a little statement at the bottom of the screen, which is share the screenshot share the screenshot with the scope on Twitter. So that means now, if you're watching someone's scope and you like it or share with your followers, if you don't want to share the text of it and you want to share a picture, which you can go with it, which is the cool part, you do a screenshot of this person's scope, and the little pop-up comes there, you tap on that, it goes to the share button, you can share the screenshot together with the link to your Twitter followers. I think you're getting what this means. This is a pretty cool feature. It lets you share and promote someone's scope based on a visual of the person's scope, not just the text, which can be very informative. That's a cool feature. So that's number 3. Because one was the fix, the repair, so that now Periscope works. Second one was the selective followers piece from the share now, and you're available when you're the broadcaster. Third is the ability to do camera, screenshot, and share that with Twitter. Now, the fourth one, which is my favorite one personally, because it's a great thing there is, when Periscope updated last week before, they brought out a new version of Twitter when Apple announced its new products. One of the new added features that Twitter brought out, actually no, it was last week, was you all who use Periscope now have a landing page in Periscope on your on the website. What that means is, in for example mine, if you go to periscope.tv/barryselby, you'll see this live video on it, and you'll see my profile on the left-hand side of the screen. I'm just thinking how you're looking at the screen. Left-hand side of the screen. That's cool, but the added benefit they gave at the time was, on the web view through the browser, the links you put into your profile are clickable, they're live links. Well, with the Periscope update that just happened to the app, the live links now also work in the person's profile, in the app on the phone. For example, on mine, I have 2 links in my profile. One is for a consult page, where you can log in and get a consult with me to talk about relationship stuff. And secondly, for the fun of it, I just put up a donate button. Literally, I put up a URL that is a bit.ly link to PayPal, so you can donate money to me. Now, if anybody's going to do it, I don't know. But it's kind of cool that you can do that so easily, because now if you swipe left on the phone, swipe right on the phone, or swipe down on the Droid, I don't think it works on the Droid though, but on the iPhone, if you swipe right on the iPhone, you'll see, you can click on my profile, it brings up a little profile window. In the profile window that comes up, there are going to be 2 live links in there. One of which is to schedule a consult, if you wish to have one. Secondly, is to click and donate money. Now that's my choice, you can put anything you want in there. But those are now live and active on the phone, because so much stuff is going mobile now. Having the ability to do things on the mobile phone without going to your computer is absolutely awesome. So I just want to say that one. So that's 4 things about the new update to Periscope that will rock your world in a good way, if you're very invested in Periscope. If not, then it's just a drive-by, so forget about it. So this is going to be more for the people watching the replay. So if you are a replay watcher, you can go ahead and you can tap on the screen as well on the replay. Not on your computer, it won't work, but you can do it on your on your phone or iPad. So you do hearts that way. But that's the 4 tips. I'll just recap them briefly again for those who are just joining. There's a release of the Periscope app this morning that basically fixed the bug that was in the first place, where iOS 9 and Periscope didn't work together and you get frozen when you're doing your Periscopes. There was a workaround which was putting your earbuds in to make it work, but now you don't have to do that even, because it's now fixed. You now have a workable, functional Periscope app with iOS 9, which is very cool. That's number 1, but they added 3 features. One of which is the share to your followers and followees, as they call it. So when you launch your broadcast, when you do privacy settings, you can set a private broadcast just to people who follow you, and people you follow as one button versus individually, which is really cool. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate those. Secondly, you have now got the camera button, which is basically, well, not camera button, the camera indicator. When you take a screenshot on an iPhone or an iPad, where you hold down the home button, you press the home button and the power button at the same time, briefly, you get a screenshot. And when that happens, where the hearts are coming up the screen, you will see a little camera icon float up the screen with those hearts, the same color as your icon. The thing that also happens is a little bit of text comes up at the bottom of the screen, a clickable link, I believe, and lets you say tap here, I think it's tap here, to share this screenshot with the stream URL to Twitter. That's a cool feature. So that's number 3 of the 3. And the 4th one, as I mentioned before, is that on the web view of your Periscope URL, in my case periscope.tv/barryselby, you'll see that in the profile on the left-hand side of the screen there is actually a clickable link, and it works. They just updated the iPhone app of Periscope today, which includes that now for the mobile version. So when it brings up somebody's profile, like on my app, you can click on, swipe across, bring up my profile, you'll see the details of my work. I've added in there 2 URLs that are live links now, so you can tap on them right in the phone and it takes you to Safari or whatever browser you're using, and you can use the links directly. So that's it. That's my little Peri-tips for the day, kind of nice new features. Periscope's updating pretty frequently, which is kind of cool. I'm loving the fact they're proactive to add new features whilst they're fixing bugs that they seem to come across. So, big fan of Periscope and a fan of the team behind it. So props to them. And if you like following me, please follow me on Periscope. And if you want to donate to my beer fund, feel free to tap the second one of the links in my profile. That's my donate button, which is good for beer and food, so feel free to click and tap and donate. I don't mind that. And just stay tuned. I do a Love Scope and a Peri-tips. That's my 2 channels every day. And I'm also part of a Peri 10K group where we do share-a-thons every day. I'm doing about every 2 or 3 days, depending on my schedule, depending on the topic. So I was on today, and you can watch that in the replays under my profile. And I'll be on again, I think Thursday or Friday is the next one I'm going to be on. So that's it. That's Peri-tips, that's share-a-thon, and that's my Love Scopes, and that's about it. Oh, if you want to find out about Peri 10K, you can go to Peri10K, that's PERI10K.com/join to be on the waiting list to come in that group. That's if you're a speaker, coach, or teacher who has information to share and inspire the world. That's where I play. So thanks for watching and thanks for being here. I'm going to post this to my groups once I'm done. And feel free to share this replay and this scope with your followers, friends, and anybody else who's interested in better Periscope etiquette and use. Okay? Thank you much. See you next time. Bye.